Hey, what's up, Real World Alliance? I was just catching up on some of the videos there today. Keith, I hope kid's doing better there. With the appendix first, I'm sure that's always scary, but yeah, I'm seeing you around here with the updates, and of course, you're missed and unleashed and everything like that. Hopefully, some point or another here. Well, either worst case, Real World Con, we get some stories or get some time in the game and everything like that. Yeah, that was on that. I saw the video you said about what like Tamir and maybe worried about movies and stuff. I said like here's a different perspective, at least my perspective of it. And I think I've vocalized this explicitly to Tamir before. I was like, for me, I don't like. I mean, I enjoy movies, but like you give me a choice between playing my game and playing a movie, I'm gonna pick playing my game. Like, though I think the reason why we had movies up until this point is it makes it very easy for players to kind of all play together. But I think it's also a bit more difficult, a bit more challenging for some of the DMs, like especially I think like Generations and Legends, where you have people from all different spectrums of experience and power, like your Nexuses interacting with like your fresher, newer characters like your Emerses and stuff like that. It's like it's difficult to present a challenge that isn't like, well, Nexus could solve all the lower challenges, but like what kind of like things you're gonna put in place so it's like he can't fix everything, but it gives the other players more agency to do their own thing. So like for me, like him saying he's not really planning on doing much of a movie, like I'm like, oh, I mean, when I get to like line up and play my game, like yeah, sign me up for that as often as possible because I'm all for it. And I said, I like for me personally, like I've always enjoyed the game more than the movies. The movies are kind of like a holdover, and they were like a thing where if you have enough people together, or your arc is at a point where like the DM has to do some work to your world or your arc before he can move on, like that's kind of a tide over. But like they were never like the main course. Now they've kind of become the main course of Real World Con, in a sense. But yeah, for me personally, like give me that game time. Like I'm not sweating it at all. As far as the competitive nature between like the DMs, I don't think I ever considered it to be that way. I always considered it to be uh, people's performance inspiring others to do better. Like everyone has their own style, their own strengths, and their own weaknesses, and it's like sometimes when you see those other strengths in action, it I don't even say inspires, but like kind of teaches or encourages or something along those lines to for you to do better as a DM. And the same with those rating systems. It's like the way you see yourself and then the way other players see you, it definitely isn't always the same. And I think Sean was kind of echoing that sentiment. So it's like, yeah, well, I don't think like the rating system or the competitiveness is actually detrimental in any sort of way. At least, not from my perspective. I'm not one of the triumvirate and 3 DMs, so I get off easy on that. but but yeah, like it's one of those things. I think it's good in the long run. Like part of the competition is also I feel like part of it's like a joke. Like, and I don't mean like it's a joke as in like what a joke, but like it's a good natured thing between friends. Uh, Now I don't know. Maybe for some of them it's like ride or die, super serious. Don't want to be the best DM kind of thing. But I don't. I think like legitimately. I think there was. I forget who it was. It was some entertainer. They were saying something along the lines of like, "Is my purpose here is to entertain you. Like at the end of the day, I'm here to entertain you." Now that might be through lighthearted, good fun type stuff. It might be through creating dramas or struggles or anything like that. Like it might be, through creating an exhausting experience that ends up being satisfying in the end with the payoff. Like there's a bunch of different ways to kind of reach that player enjoyment or satisfaction, and I think like that's ultimately the end goal of everyone involved. So I said I don't think much of that competitive nature or that like competitive thing that kind of comes out. Like I figure just people being Joe and messing around. But yeah, work's still going for Real World Con. I'm hoping here maybe this weekend or early next week I'm going to hash out the menu. The one big thing I'm waiting on is to see if who's all coming out. So far I have, I believe, Sean and Karee are here for the long haul. They're going to be here for the whole week. Tymir, Keith, and maybe Eric are here for the weekend. Charmin, I haven't heard anything about. Who am I missing? Eric, I think I said Eric. I don't know if Eric is in for the 3-day or the 7-day. I'm gonna try to plan the menu around that a little bit. So I said, we'll probably do like a couple of our bigger things early in the week. That way, early in the weekend. That way, everyone can kind of get to enjoy the biggest, and the best of it, and then we'll kind of taper off from there to a little more reasonable levels, so we're not like consistently and constantly miserable as we're trying to get some real world in. But yeah, like so that's where we'll stand. I said I'll probably put it out this weekend and see if we've heard anything from Charmin. Hopefully talk to Eric and see what his dates are. I said I think we've kind of locked it in that Keith and Tymir are just the weekend, but not the rest of the week, and then Sean and Karee are the rest of the week. On the bright side, we'll have an extra bedroom opened up this year, so that's an extra bed we'll have. So I don't think anyone has to take any couches or anything like that. And I'm gonna have like a pretty nice extra blow up type mattress that's actually pretty comfortable in case we need any more. But I think we should be good. But we'll get like the final tally of who's all coming, when they're gonna be here, and then I'll give you a draft of the menu, and it'll be open to any suggestions or anything like that. All right, that's what we'll leave it for now. We're counting down the days here. What are we at, like 21st or 23rd? So yeah, not just a couple more weeks. All right.